then they start guessing your age over, and you're like, okay.
I like to think too, because if I was standing, I'm 4'11", but I'm only sitting, so I'm like, I'm 2.5 foot tall. So they're like, oh my gosh, you're super short. I'm like, yeah, well, kind of.
My mom's 4'11", so she got younger most of our lives.
We're not very tall people.
No, it's not. If you I watched the soccer game the other night, it was like the English looked like towering Goliaths over the Italians, but.
Hey, listen, my name in Guardiers means a tall, stubborn person, and I tower over just about everybody else that I know that's Italian because I'm 5'9".
Tall, stubborn person?
In my town's dialect.
Tall.
Isn't that perfect
that
for me?
That is really tall. 5'9" is very tall.
Yeah.
That is very tall.
There's a book on the Guardiers' last names, and Longo, spelled with the U, because my grandfather took it out, is in there, and it says the people with the last name Longo spelled that way, it's a tall, stubborn person. And I'm like, yes, that is me to a T.
Yeah, that's intense. Tall, stubborn person. Oh, here's Pat. Yeah. My last name means flower. A flower, a type of flower. Nothing exciting.
I love it.
Pat, how are you?
Hi, Pat.
I'm alive.
Good.
There's people who are not, so I guess that's a first.
That's a plus. Meet Dominique. Dom.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Dominique. Pleasure.
All right, we're going to start because we have a 3:30 stop. So Dominique, basically what we do is we edit everything. So if you want to re-say something or whatnot, you're more than welcome to. I may ask you to re-say something if the audio gets jumbled. And the only thing I ask is that you don't mute your mic at any point because that changes the timestamp. And basically I'll do a quick intro. Stephanie, this is airing the week after next, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can mention that I just got back from Italy. I'll catch up with Pat and Stephanie for a minute, and then we'll introduce you. I'm going to introduce you as Dominique, just so everybody gets the full name, and then we can call you Dom from there if that's what you want.
That's fine.
Great. Okay, so all right, I'm ready to go. Let me hit record. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Italian American Podcast. I'm your host, John Viola. Very, very happy to be here with you for the final episode of July, which is appropriate to our topic today because July is Disability Awareness Month, and we've got a great guest on here, and a young Italian American lady who is doing some wonderful things around disability awareness, and we're going to meet her in just a minute. But first and foremost, I'm happy to be back with my partner in crime, the notorious POB, Pat O'Boyle, and our associate producer and the woman behind the glass who makes everything run, Ms. Stephanie Longo. So guys, good to be back together again. We've been bunching all these recordings together to get more and more shows done at a single time. So it's been a while since we've actually been back on the mic, and I've been away for a couple of weeks. So good to reconnect with everybody.
Yeah, we're back.
back from the motherland.
How was it?
It was great. It was really great. It was, kind of felt normal, having obviously being there is always just a huge blessing and recharge your batteries. But yeah, it felt pretty normal. It was, still a lot of people wearing masks in stores, not much foreign tourism. So it's mostly domestic Italians in the different cities that we were in. But, yeah, it felt good to sort of put your toe back in the water,
How was the food?
Oh my gosh.
What was the best meal that you had?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. Well, I blew up my diet, obviously, right? That went out the window the second we landed. I think the best meal we had a meal at a place my dad picked up in Taormina that was really like casarecchio, like real old homemade Sicilian food. I had pasta with irizza with sea urchins, which I love. We had a meal, Nicole and I had a meal in Capri that was like right on the beach, beautiful little place, and some really creative pastas they made. I had like little tubetti pasta with zucchini and mussels, and oh god, it's all kinds of stuff. It was really, really, I mean, everything you touch there is fantastic. You just can't make it up,
You're making me so hungry right now, just so you know.
I know, I'm making myself hungry. I'm sorry. I mean, I hate to talk about the having Italian food when you can't access it, but yeah, it was great. It's great. I gained.
I got to ask Dominique, our guest, a question.
Well, wait, let me introduce her first.
Yeah.
All right.
I put 7 pounds back on I lost 127 on my diet and I gained 7 pounds back. So
Good.
So now you're rooting against me. Okay, I got it.